fucking drinking? Put the fucking bottle back.
I want to enjoy this.
So how did we get to that point? How did we get to like doing that shit? Fivesome, two foursomes with 3 girls, multiple orgies with those motherfuckers, pulling 3, 4 girls at the same time, I've had like, I actually don't know for sure, but at least 30 threesomes so far. So how do you get to that point? It starts like really back in the day. When I was 15, 16, I was in fucking beginning of high school. And it was a time in my life where I actually started like chasing girls and shit. I was doing okay. And I had this thought in my mind. I had like this little, I was pretty optimistic. So I had like this thought in my mind and I was telling myself, maybe one day, little Christos, if you're lucky, maybe when you're like 25, when you're 30, and you're like rich, and you have like some status and shit, maybe if you're lucky, you will eventually get a threesome. And now I'm 23, I'm not really rich, and this is like my reality. This is what happens almost every fucking week or every couple of weeks. All right, so how do we get to that? What happened, and I know that a lot of you have read the report, but I want to repeat a bit the story, because there is a lot of the principles that I'm going to explain afterwards. So I'm in Gothenburg, Sweden. I've kind of like just found out about game. I'm six months into game only. And that's something that I was doing naturally well. I was really naturally good at building those connections with the girls and opening up their mind to those experiences, to those crazy adventures, and framing it the right way. And I'm going to get into really big detail about it after the story. And this is the thing that happened. I was naturally good at it, and then I put it in a structure, in a very practical guide for you to be able to replicate the same result. So what I was doing is, I was living in that student neighborhood. There was a lot of students there. I was really fucking pumped up like about game. Like, you see Omar now? It's like fucking crazy. How many girls you fuck? Like 30 girls in 3 months or some shit?
No, 10 months.
Okay, 10 months. Fucking good still. I was fucking crazy. I was like this guy. Maybe crazier. And I would go out like 5 nights a week. I had university at the same time. So it was like clubbing until 3 or 4, pool, fuck until 5, and then I have to go to university at 8. But it was the point where like game was such a big part of my life. I was so excited about it, so passionate about that like new thing that I had just found out about, that I didn't really give a shit about the university. So that was all I was doing. I would go to the clubs, I would meet girls, I had like a good wing back then in the day. We pulled some like really cool shit together, and I started getting those kind of like almost open relationships with those girls. I lived in a student neighborhood, and there was like 3, 4 girls in the same neighborhood, which I would fuck like on the regular, right? And we have this electronic tag which opens all the doors. It doesn't open the doors of the apartment, it opens the building door. So whenever I would go back home from the club with empty hands, I would like take all those girls like with order, like from my favorite to the worst. And I will open the door to the building at 5 in the morning, and I will like knock on their door until they open, so I can get in and fuck them. And it worked. Like almost every night that I would go back with empty hands, I would like go knock on the doors, bust their balls, wake them up in the middle of the night. They might have exam the next day, they might be fucking sick. I would like knock on the fucking door until they open. And they would open. They would open. That was not a problem. And I was so passionate about it, and I had like this really strong mindset of being very brutally honest about what I'm doing. So not everyone, but a lot of the girls that I would meet, I would actually tell them about fucking pickup. Not every detail, and I wouldn't say, oh, I'm banging hoes, I'm like learning how to bang hoes. I would present it in another way. I would actually talk about what excites me about pickup. You know, you probably have heard in a lot of videos out there that it's good to talk with the girls about your passions. Well, I had no passions, I had like just pickup, right? And I had nothing else to talk about it except for this. So I talked about pickup, I told them what I was doing, I told them about all those crazy adventures. And I would tell them about other girls. I would be very open from the very beginning about what I'm doing with other girls, the fact that I'm like fucking other girls. I would tell them like crazy stories. And I had those 3 fuck buddies that were really fucking open. Really open-minded. Sweden, pretty open-minded country by default. I'm not saying that you can't do the same in other countries. But Sweden is like a good country for this, right? And they were open-minded girls, and I was telling them everything. I was telling them about pickup. I had shown them videos of like Julian and shit. I had tried to go a couple of times to the club with them. And then one night I'm in this club, it's my favorite one, I'm there almost every fucking weekend. And by accident, all 3 of them, they happen to be in the same club. And I get this idea, oh, maybe I can like get a threesome with 2 of them. Then the 3rd one comes, maybe I can get a foursome, you know? I checked logistics, it was really bad, I was in the period. It was kind of like very sudden for them. Motherfucker. Student from the immersion, Barcelona.
Yo.
Pimp!
Welcome.
Okay, I'm getting back. And I'm taking the logistics, and that just doesn't work the night. So I just let the girls get to know each other. I've already mentioned to each other their names, I've already mentioned them, so they know about their existence. They don't feel threatened by each other, they feel cool with that. And I just let them meet. I let them have some fun, I let them like vibe with each other, I let them see if they have chemistry, I introduce them, I dance with them, I bring them close, and it goes well. One of them is a bit shy, it doesn't matter. One of them is a bit in a bad mood, it doesn't matter. I let them see that they're cool. I let them see that, oh, I've been hearing about this girl for a while, now I actually meet her. This is pretty nice, right? And girls are having a good time, nothing happens at night. I go home with one of them, but I've already seeded the idea. I've seeded the idea that something can happen with all of us. And then I know that there is this big fucking amazing event in another club next fucking weekend. And I invite all of them. And I tell them what my plan is. I tell them what I want to do. And they knew it because I've talked about it before. I've talked to them, I've told them like, oh yeah, I want to have like a fucking orgy with like as many girls as I can, right? And I take all of them to the club. And it was probably the most insane night I had in my life. I'm literally having 3 girls, and they're like minions, they're like soldiers. I'm like, you, bring me that one. They go in, they bring me another girl. Make out. We go into a group of 6 girls. 3 of them are kind of like conservative and like shy and shit, and 3 of them are kind of crazy. And I take in my fuck buddies, and we start like making out with half a group. We exchange them with my girls, and the other 3, the half of the group that is like a bit shy, like they're sitting in like aside, and like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, our friends are possessed by some like demon or some shit. Eventually we stumble upon, by accident, by pure luck, on another girl that I had fucked in the past. Crazy fucking girl, bisexual, and she was in the club with a lesbian. So I said in my girls to take them, and the lesbian doesn't like me. The lesbian just doesn't like me. And then we invite the other girl, and then the lesbian is trying to cock block me. And she just doesn't want to come because I am there, because she doesn't want to fucking dick. So I actually get my girls to get rid of the lesbian. And the lesbian goes like really butthurt. She was actually her. She goes like really butthurt and like she leaves the girl. It's just like fucks off. And then I'm there like all by myself in the club, surrounded by 4 girls, like making out with each other, like pop, 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 pop. And it's like fucking amazing event. It's like my favorite music. It's like some 90s shit, which I really love. It reminds me of my childhood. And it's just insane. It's just fucking insane. And then I get reminded that it's 4 o'clock and my fucking house is like really far. It's like 30-minute walk up hills in like 5 degrees and like it's fucking snowing because it's Sweden. And I'm like, fuck, we need to hurry. We need to hurry. Like the girls are getting a bit tired. There's like lots of fun and shit. And I was getting greedy. I was like, oh, I have 4 girls. 4 girls, maybe I can get more. Maybe I can get more. If actually I could. We had 2 more girls that would be down, right? But we didn't have time. We didn't have time to go and find them and invite them and bring them with us. So it's just like, I get them all. I'm like, it's time to go. And I grab them all, like by the hand. We take like a quick picture, the one you saw on the street before the pool. And then we run. We fucking run. And I'm like, oh shit, like there is no tram, there is no tram, there is no tram. And then it's like 100 meters, I see literally the last one. That goes straight to my place, like 50 meters out of my apartment. And I'm like, holy shit, this is my last chance. Because the girls are getting tired. The taxi doesn't fit 5 people, so we have to drop one of the girls. And if I actually like take a taxi, I won't have enough food to eat for a week. Because it's fucking Sweden. And I'm poor as fuck at that point. So I run. If I can run to the tram, like, it's like as if my life depends on it. And I hold the door, and the girls like run in the high heels. I'm like, run, motherfuckers. And I hold the door, I'm like the driver, wait, please fucking wait, right? Eventually, like, the girls like come in, and I sit down. I'm like, oh my God, I made it. I fucking made it. And I have a video, I couldn't find it. It's in the tram, I'm like so proud, like you see the smile on my face. And it's funny because I look like a hobo. It's like this kid with like super long hair, no money to get a haircut, like some like big shirt, like a really big shirt that my mom bought was like super fucking big and shit. It's like this fucking kid like hopping in the tram, like, oh yes, I fucking made it. Eventually we make it to my place. And I had already planned it. I knew what was gonna happen. I actually had told my neighbor. It's like student apartment. I meet my neighbor the same day in the morning. I'm like, dude, tonight, I will walk through this door with any number of girls between 2 and 5. I told him that. And also, the moment I arrive in the apartment, it's like my fucking Spanish neighbors in the kitchen, and they're like really gossipy and really judgmental and really like slut-shaming and shit, and they hate me because they see that I pull girls all the time. They fucking hate me. They talk shit about me all the time. I'm trying to hook up with one of their friends. They're trying to fuck it up for me. And like I walk in, I go to the kitchen like to take something from the kitchen, but I just want the Spanish girls to see me, like with the 4 girls. And they see me like what the fuck? I'm like, bye, have fun. Going up, open the door, and I'm having this tiny, fucking tiny student room. It's like 15, maybe 18 square meters. It's like a tiny single bed. And apparently I can't fuck them on the bed. So I put like some shitty IKEA carpet, like €10 carpet on the floor. Like I threw the mattress, I threw the covers on the floor. And I didn't get the video, I didn't get the file. But it works. We start escalating. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm going fucking crazy, man. I'm going fucking crazy. Because before that, I never even had a threesome. It's the first time I have more than one girl in my room, and suddenly it's like, it's not 2 girls, it's fucking 4. It's fucking 4. And I'm getting super fucking stressed. You want to know something? I did not enjoy it at all. I did not. I was so much in my head. I was so terrified. I had like some crappy, like old Swedish bitter alcohol. It was like the only shit I could find like last moment. And like I sip it like all the time. Like, relax. Please, like I'm looking at my dick like work. Please get up. And I'm having like 2 of the girls sucking my dick, and I'm like, please get up. It's not the moment to do that shit. Eventually, like with a lot of internal struggle, I managed to get my dick up. I did. I fucked every single one of them, and I made every single one of them come. Thank you. And that's pretty much the story. And then after that, this started becoming a norm. I took more of those girls out. I took them out with me, like one-on-one. Me and one girl. Go to the club. Get a threesome. Next week, same shit. Next week, same shit. Next week, same fucking shit. And then it started becoming almost a routine. Like now when I have a threesome, I don't really enjoy it. I don't. It's like, I'll be honest with you, I'm doing the threesomes, like, it's kind of fun when you do it with a fuck buddy. It's like a fun activity that you can do, like, oh, you know, we play video games, we get a threesome. But I do it for the marketing. But it's not that enjoyable anymore because I've done it so much. It's like if you eat the same food all the time, it just gets boring. Nowadays, I actually enjoy something completely different. It's kind of like irrelevant to the topic. I enjoy girls that can be very, very real with themselves, very honest, very like shameless about their desires. It's for another topic. It's maybe for another speech. Maybe next time in Milan. But you're not there yet. So I guess you actually want to know how to do it. Maybe one day you will get to the point where you will also get bored of it. And I wish you to do so. To see that it's actually nothing that special. But how do we get there? How do we actually set the right frame? How do we actually open the girl's mind and get her into that reality? All right? And this is the mistake that a lot of guys do. Somebody asked me earlier, like, do you, what was it?
Do you pay them?
I pay. Of course, I pay them.
I asked you if you're not honest with them, if you like them.
Yeah. It was a question like, do you give them expectations of exclusiveness, something like this, right? If you tell the girls that you're going to be exclusive with each other. 1 second. That's the biggest mistake you can do. Did you hear what he said? If you give the girls like expectations that you're going to be exclusive with each other, like monogamous, all right? That's the biggest fucking mistake you can do. And that's the mistake that all guys do in the beginning when they start doing this shit. And they're like, oh, how can I get multiple girls in my life? So they start lying to them. So they get like a date with a girl and they start giving those expectations. Oh, maybe like we can be something more in the future. And they go on multiple dates. They fuck, they have fun, and they do the same thing. Like some pretty advanced guys, they do the same thing with like 3-4 girls at the same time. All right? But after a while, this problem comes up. That the girl will start wondering what the fuck is happening. Because she's having those expectations, she's getting like, she's feeling the romance, she's feeling the connection, right? But she wants something more. Because you basically gave the wrong expectation. Because you basically allowed her to believe that there can be something more, that there can be something exclusive, there can be something monogamous. And that's the problem, that after a while, this question will come up and the girl will tell you, okay, what are we now? Did you ever have that problem?
No, I'm always honest with the girl.
All right, good. That's what I'm going to say next. That's the problem that comes up. The girl will tell you, what is this? What are we doing? Where is this going? What are we basically? Are we girlfriend and boyfriend? Are we dating? What are we? And guess what? Now you're so deep in the shit, you're so deep in the line, you're so deep in that like dishonesty that you can't basically be honest because you're going to switch the frame suddenly out of nowhere. She has this expectation and now you present a reality that is 180 degrees different from what's expected. And she's going to basically think that you were lying this whole time. She's going to basically think, oh, the motherfucker has been using me for sex this whole time. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's where the problem starts. That's where the problem where like the drama starts. And then eventually you will lose the girl. Because why? She starts feeling like a piece of meat. She starts feeling as if you treat her only for the sex because she sees, she has expectations and she wants that something more, but she sees that your behavior doesn't meet the expectations. Oh, you meet her, pump and dump, right? You don't want to spend time with her, and then that's the problem. If you're doing the same thing with multiple girls, if you're having 3, 4, 5 girls and you're doing the same thing, how are you going to manage your time? How are you going to hide from each other that you are seeing others? How the fuck are you going to do it? And it suddenly gets too much. It's like too much of a headache, too much of a trouble, too much of a problem to keep track of all the bullshit you said to each one of them and how to hide them from each other. And then on top of that, how the fuck are you going to get threesome? If they have expectations of exclusiveness, how the fuck are you gonna get 2 of those girls to meet up with each other and fuck each other? Because immediately the first thing that is gonna happen is they're gonna see each other as competition. Even you mentioning another girl will trigger her. She will get fucking jealous, right? So this is not the way. What is the way? Fuck buddies. Do you get what I mean? Or you can, I mean, don't get stuck on the word. It can be anything. It can be like open relationship. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. But I'm talking about this sort of relationship where you don't have that label, you don't have that official stamp of like boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, whatever the fuck it is. You want to create that relationship. The thing I said before when we're answering questions, you want to have a thing that is timeless, where the girl knows what guy you are. She knows what you're doing. You're like completely shameless about it. And she's okay with it. And I'm gonna tell you how to set the right frame from the beginning. All right? And this is basically what you want to do. From the first night, you want to be super honest. Like, what was it? I saw something recently in the Facebook group. I don't remember it, all right? But basically, when I go in the interaction, the girl knows straight away I don't need to say it. She knows straight away from my whole vibe, from my whole behavior, from my whole fucking attitude that I'm a player. She fucking knows it. She sees me as like, that guy's a fuckboy. She doesn't have to spend like more than a minute with me. She doesn't have like to talk to me. She doesn't have to ask me personal questions. She just knows it. And that's the thing. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm not trying to play the nice guy. I'm not trying to play the relationship type of guy. I'm going in. I feel like this. I'm the guy who does this thing. I'm the guy who loves having sex. I'm the guy who loves having like multiple girls in his life. And I'm going in, and it shows. It fucking shows. And even if she asks me, I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm going to tell you more about it in a while. Right? So you want to set from the first night the right frame. Not even the first night, the first minute. The right frame that I'm approaching you, and this is just for fun, this is just for pleasure, and I know it, and you know it, and you know that I know it, and I know that you know that you know it. Something like that. All right? You get it? It's that moment when you go in the interaction and you see the girl have that rapist look. And the girl knows. And you know that she knows. I'm talking about this. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's exactly this. This is what you want. Because if you set the wrong frame, if you give the expectations, that's the thing. That's the thing with people. When people encounter a situation, when people encounter an idea, an opinion, something, whatever it is, for the first time in their lives, usually they get stuck on that. Like think of like some kid that his like parents have like some political opinion, and then it gets stuck on him. Or his dad supports like a football team, and then he's like, he will support the same football team like for the rest of his life because it was the first football team he ever heard. It doesn't matter, like logic doesn't matter. He doesn't care that much about the results. She's like, oh, I had it when I was like 5 years old from my dad, like, yeah, let's go this party or go this team. You will get stuck with it. And that's the same with the girls. The first frame that you will introduce, that's what gets stuck in your mind. And then it's very extremely hard for you to switch that afterwards. So ideally, you don't want to try to change the frame. You don't want to try to change her opinion or her view of reality later. You want to set the right frame from the beginning. What is that frame again? That I am a player basically, and all this starts just for fun, just for pleasure, and we have no expectations. We know that we're going home. We know that nothing serious is going to happen. There is no expectation that, oh, I will see you tomorrow or I'll see you next week. It's just, we go there, we have fun, we see what happens. We leave it open. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And that's one of the most crucial steps. If you don't set the frame right, you're like maybe 50% like fucked it up. And I will show this in every possible way. I will tell them stories. I will tell them what I do. I will show them with my vibe. I will show them with my sub-communications that I'm experienced. I don't need to say it. My whole attitude shows that I know how to get girls. And then when you finally go home with her, I'm talking about the first night, first fucking night. When you go home with her the first night, there is a few specific things that you need to do. All right, and number one, you need to offer something back. Because at this point, there is no emotional connection with the girl. Maybe there is, maybe you managed to build something. Usually there is not that much on a one-night stand. It's very like minimal investment from both of the sides, emotional in general. So you want to give her something for her to come back. And here comes the part where you're not selfish. Omar?
You make her come.
Pretty much. You make her come. So you don't pump and dump. You don't pump them and dump them.
But they come, and then I dump them.
Motherfucker. You don't pump and dump, right? You make sure that they also have a good time. So they have a reason to come back. They have no emotional connection. There is no like any level of investment. So they need the reason to come back. What is that reason going to be? At this point where you have like no emotional connection, it's going to be the sexual pleasure. It's going to be the fun. All right? And it's very important to not be selfish and show that you actually care for her pleasure as well. So I don't know, maybe you don't have a big dick or something. Do something else. Lick them, finger them. I hate licking. I just can't fucking lick. I don't like the taste. I'm germophobic. I don't like the smell. I do it with my fingers. You probably read in like the reports about like the famous squirting. I can like make pretty much every girl, like 99% of the girls like squirt within 20 seconds. I learned it for that reason basically. Because I don't want to be a selfish bastard. If I'm having a good time and I'm going to come, I want it to be able to come too. And I'm trying, like when I fuck a girl, I mean, it's easy to do the fingers, right? So for every time I come, I make sure that they come 2 or 3 times. So then they have a reason to come back. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It's very important. Show appreciation by offering the value back. Make sure that it's a win-win situation. You should remember that. You should fucking remember that. And yeah, next step. I feel like a teacher in the classroom. It's like, hey, don't talk. Next step, also very important, is the screening. What do I mean by screening? That not every girl on the planet will be open to that. I mean, if you want to really put the work in, if you want to actually like put in the effort, and it can be in a very nice silence. You can take like a very shy girl, very conditioned, very like conservative, and it's a very nice challenge to actually try to turn her around. It's a real test for your social skill. But if you want the easy way, not every girl is going to be like that, and if you want the minimal effort to get to that point where you have multiple girls and threesomes and shit, you gotta screen properly from the very beginning. You gotta see which girl is already has that potential, already has that open-mindedness to get in a situation like this in the future, to be a fuck buddy and maybe do crazy shit, right? And the way I used to do that back in the day, and I still do that today, is I have 2 questions. Or it's like, which one question? So let's say we fuck, we had like our fun, and now we're in bed, we're chilling. I will usually ask the girl, almost always actually, I will ask her how many guys fucked. How many guys have you slept with? Just super casually. And now you might think that, oh, if the girl says a big number, maybe that's potential. Actually not. Usually it's the opposite. If a girl says like a very high number, because I've had that, like girls like 70 guys, 80 guys. I mean, I'm okay. I kind of like a girl that has the same mentality. But those girls will be harder in general to keep close because exactly like you, they have that same abundance in their life. They probably already have some like regular guy fucking them. They probably have the same mentality that, oh, they want new experiences, they want new things, and they probably like enjoy fighting new guys. So I'm not looking for an answer that will be a high number. Can you guess what I'm looking for when the girl answers that question?
1, 0.
I'm just trying to.
You see, you're focusing on the wrong thing. It's not the number. I'm not focusing on the number. I'm focusing, the thing I'm looking for is how, how she will react and the ease. The ease with which she will answer. So if she's comfortable with it, maybe it might not be a high number, it might be like 5, 7, 10, whatever. If she's comfortable, she answers casually, she answers straight away, you know, it's like it's a normal thing, I got potential. I got potential there. Because I see that girl doesn't feel ashamed for her sexuality. She has fucked some guys, maybe she has fucked a lot of guys, a few guys, she doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care if you're gonna judge her or if you're like gonna shame her, she's just like very comfortable with giving that answer out there. She's very comfortable with her sexuality. So if I see a girl who's pretty much the opposite, and I kinda like, she's like very shy about it, it's like, I don't know, don't wanna tell you and shit, or why does it matter? If I see a girl that is like that, and I kinda have to push the answer out of her, I know that I might need a bit of work. And then usually, I don't need to do that, but like, I don't need to say it like proactively. Usually, right after, they will ask me. And that's also part of the screening. Can you guess what I'm doing now? When they ask, what do I do?
Lie. Show Snapchat.
Lie? Lie? Did you say I lie? Is that where you go?
You go with the sound.
I can't count.
You go with the right count that is I, so she knows you're a fuckboy.
See, I lost the count.
I will say the complete truth.
I lost the count.
I will say. I'm not gonna tell you my number. I know you wanna know it. I'm not gonna tell you just to piss you off. Yeah, I will brutally like in their face tell them the number, and it's fucking high, right? It's fucking high. What am I looking for there?
Your reaction.
Their reaction.
She freaks out.
Their reaction. If she freaks out, I got work to do. If she's like, oh, cool, I'm like, Jack fucking Paul. That's my girl. Right? That's the girl that I can be like a full-on, like blown-out player with, and she doesn't give a shit. She's completely comfortable with it. There I have a jackpot. The ease with which she answers and her reaction to my answer. If she's comfortable with it, if she's cool, if she's not freaking the fuck out, it's okay. And even if she freaks out, there is a challenge for you to explain why. So she might think, oh fuck, like I will get AIDS from that guy, right? And it has happened that I had like very like freaked out reaction. Back in the day when my leg count was like lower, it was easier. Now the more it accumulates.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Yeah, fuck you.
They're recording you.
Let me turn it off. Nowadays, like it's easier to freak them out, but it actually is a really good screening mechanism. So you tell the answer and then you see which girl is like really like hardcore, right? And that's the shit I like, a girl that is like hardcore as I am. As hardcore as I am, right? And then as I said, even if they freak out, there is a very nice challenge for you to actually explain why you do what you do. So, maybe the girl thinks you're like a complete like fuckboy, you have like 100 STDs or some shit, you know, gotta catch them all. You're like the ass ketchup of pussy and STDs. But it's a nice challenge to convert them. And then I explain, I do this because... Shut the fuck up. I'm harsh on you today. I love you, bro. Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to finish this sentence for like 5 minutes now.
You explain why you do that.
Yeah, you tell them why.
You explain
Yes.
You're not a total fighter.
Yes, I try to explain why. I like experience. I like meeting people. I like encountering all those different personalities and like seeing in their minds. It's a way for me to learn, right? And I fucking love sex. That's like #1 reason basically, and that's like mostly what you gotta be shameless about. I fucking love sex. What's wrong with that? What's fucking wrong with that? And I can, so why not? You know, if you could have like $1 million right now, like would you say no? Exactly. So I like it and I can, so therefore I go for it. It's as simple as that. I have the desire, I have the skill, of course I will go for it. And there is no reason for me to be ashamed about it. And here comes the next step, which is kind of like already a bit, goes a bit together with the one that I just said. And that's showing abundance. It's again basically showing a bit that you're a player, but also showing that it doesn't come, your whole attitude of being a player doesn't come from a place of neediness. It doesn't come from a place of desperation where you need the pussy. So I will sit with them a lot of times after sex, or even before sometimes. It's kind of risky, but I will do it. I will tell them stories about other girls. I will tell them like, what is the craziest thing you've done? And then naturally they will ask me back. I will tell them. Yeah, I had a fivesome with 4 girls. I had like an orgy last week with my friends. We gangbang like 2 girls or some shit. You know what I mean? I will tell them, and I will tell them in a way where I'm not bragging. That's super fucking important. Where you like when you tell about the stories, it's gotta come from a place of sharing and not a place of bragging. So you don't say it to like look cool. You say it to her to maybe show her another reality. Maybe show her something that she hasn't considered. It's like, you ask a girl, what is the craziest shit you've done? And it's basically nothing, right? Oh, I fucked in a car. What is that? It's like some bullshit, right? I fucked in a car. And then my answer comes in and I'm like, well, I had the one night stand with the girl and then I put my belt around her neck, I blindfolded her, taped her wrists around her, like behind her back and fucked her in the ass. Like, compare those two. And then again, I'm looking for their reactions and I'm responding to the reactions. I'm explaining, that's my fetish. Or this is what we do. This, me and my friends, we love living our fucking life. We love having those experiences. And if we don't do that shit now that we're young, when the fuck are we gonna do it? Or if I meet a girl, she has been in a long relationship, I will display my abundance by explaining my mentality. So I'm like, yo, what are you doing? I had a relationship too. And I realized that I'm wasting, it was a good relationship, but I realized that these years are these years are priceless. There's one thing that you have in life that you can never get back. It's not money, it's fucking time. And that's what I'm explaining. I have those years now, and if I waste them in a relationship and I don't experience the world, when am I gonna do that shit? And then she starts seeing that new reality. She starts actually understanding the reason why you're doing the shit you're doing. And then a lot of times I will talk to them about pickup. I will tell them. Now, like back in the day, I would say some other shit. I would say, oh, I'm studying software engineering. Even after I quit university, I would say that shit. Now I'm just saying, oh, I'm a fucking dating coach. All right? I don't like the term pickup artist. I don't actually consider myself a pickup artist. So I will tell them what my job is. I will tell them what I work with. I will tell them like how I help people. And I will tell them why I'm doing what I'm doing. Back in the day when I was telling the girls, oh, I'm doing pickup, I would explain to them why I'm doing pickup. Like, remember the thing we said, talk about your passions? Why do you do pickup? Anybody answer, why do you do pickup?
To fuck bitches.
Well, do you?
It's because we are passionate about improving ourselves.
Exactly. So you're not gonna tell her, hey, I'm doing pickup to fuck hoes. Fuck hoes.
That's how you say it. Yeah.
That's the thing. You gotta remember the thing that Neil said about emotions in his speech? That you actually gotta go deep inside and find the reasons why you have those emotions, the thoughts that bring up those emotions. It's the same here. Do you do like pickup to bang hoes?
No.
You do pickup for a lot of reasons. Bang hoes is the surface answer. That's what it goes to the girl. That's what you gotta show to the girl. I'm doing pickup because it's fucking challenging. If pickup was easy, nobody would be doing pickup, right? It's fucking hard. It's a challenge. And you will see later why this is like such a good thing to bring in a girl as a wing woman, right? It's a fucking challenge. It helps you improve. It grows fucking skills. You know pickup, you know sales. You know pickup, you know psychology. You know pickup, you know partially sociology. You know so much fucking shit. If pickup was only for the pussy, I would have quit it like the same month I started. I'm not doing pickup for the pussy anymore. And I never did it really. Part of it is like because I'm fucking horny and I'm a guy and I want to fuck, but 90% of it is not because of that. It's because it's pushing my limits, because it's pushing me out of my comfort zone, and it's because it's helping me improve. If I hadn't found about pickup, I would probably not have even finished my university. And even if I had, I would end up in a really mediocre job with a really mediocre salary that I wouldn't really like, and I would hate myself for the rest of my life. And I would be stuck in a fucking mental loop of like bullshit and hating myself, and like I would have no idea where all that shit is coming from. And I would probably hang out with like retarded friends that, you know, maybe I don't even like them. I would just hang out with them because, you know, they accept me. Or some shit like that. And this is like the actual reason why I'm doing pickup, not to fuck girls. And this is what you gotta convey. This is the abundance that you wanna convey. This is the sort of mentality that you wanna convey. So the girl sees that you're not a douchebag that just wants to fuck. I'm kidding. But you actually have a deeper purpose in what you're doing. Because that's what they want to see. They want to have that you have an ambition. They want to see that you have a purpose. And here comes the next step, which is building that emotional connection. In the beginning, it's going to be sex, pleasure, fun. Now, if you want to keep them around, if you actually appreciate them and like them, you want to keep them around and have them in your life, you've got to start building the emotional connection. You can do it the first night. You can do it after you fuck. You can do it in the club, even before you fuck. But that's what you want to do. Like gradually, every time you meet them again and again, you want to open up a bit more. You're going to go more personal. You want to show that vulnerability. What is the best fucking way to build comfort? You show the fucking vulnerability. You show the vulnerability. You tell them about your insecurities. You tell them about your past. You tell them about the things that hurt you. You tell them about, I don't know, maybe your dad raped you. Tell them that. Do it. Oh, I have a fucked up humor.
You tell them you're Omar's friend.
You tell them you're Omar's friend. All right, but you get the point. To get a bit serious again. And that's the thing that we don't understand in today's society. Everyone is trying to basically present themselves as being invulnerable. But that's actually where the vulnerability is. Because when you pretend you're like, you have no like, you have no shit, you're perfect, somebody's gonna come and call you out. Somebody, yo, who the fuck is talking? Shut up. When you present yourself to be invulnerable, that's the problem. Because somebody's gonna come call you out on that, and then you're busted. Then you're basically caught lying. You're basically caught bullshitting. That's another thing that you want to do from the beginning. That's where honesty comes in. I told you earlier, go and watch the video about honesty. Go and fucking do that shit. It's one of the best videos you will watch in your fucking life. Because you want to go in and be brutally shameless and honest about all your fucking shit. So in the future, you will never be caught lying. You will never be caught bullshitting. And the girl will like have absolutely no reason to distrust you. And that's a crucial element of building that deep connection, where you can both be super open from the beginning, and she knows that she can trust you, and you know that you can trust her. This is the problem. This is why people cheat. Humans are not really monogamous. I don't know if you have realized that. Monogamy is like most possibly 99% a social construct. Most mammals, including primates, monkeys, apes, and I don't know, the fucking animals, they're polygamous. They have multiple partners in their lives. And I don't see really any reason why we would be different than them. Otherwise, cheating wouldn't be a thing, right? And this is good and kind of bad, and I will explain in a while why. And that, I was talking about cheating, right? That's the thing. Why does cheating happen? Because the two partners do not have that honest connection with each other. When a problem comes up, when you feel like hurt about from your partner or something, you're not going to be honest with them. You're not going to tell them. And bring in mind the example of like some super insecure guy who's in a relationship with a girl. He's been trying for so long. He's been trying for like such a long fucking time to get a girl. Eventually, he settles for the first fucking girl he finds. And he doesn't dare to show that vulnerability. He doesn't dare to be like really, really like honest with her about it. He doesn't tell her about his insecurities. He just wants to like look cool and have that like front of like being the fucking alpha male and shit and being like all macho and shit. And he's super insecure. He takes her phone, he texts her messages. When he's out, he's like texting her all the time, like where the fuck are you? What time are you coming home? Who are you there with? Are you with your friends? Like what are you doing? He's like trying to be like over controlling. He's like maybe he's even like abusive to some point. And then what is gonna happen? He's gonna bring the shit that he's most afraid of, he's gonna bring it upon himself. Because the girl is gonna start feeling the pressure. The girl is gonna start feeling asphyxiated, she's gonna suffocate. And then eventually, you know what's gonna happen? She's gonna go out to the club, and she's gonna meet a cool guy. She's gonna meet a guy who's honest, she's gonna meet a guy that doesn't give a shit. She's gonna meet a guy who is not that he's not insecure, but who is cool with his insecurities. And she's gonna fuck that guy. And the reason why is because her boyfriend brought her to that point where he has made himself the worst fucking choice by having that behavior, where his worst fear became a self-fulfilling prophecy. And then think of the other side, where you have a super cool guy in a relationship with a girl, and he truly, truly believes that he is the best choice for her. He truly has he has no problem expressing his insecurity. There's no problem saying that, oh, you know, maybe I don't like this behavior. And this is the reason why, because it hurts me in that way, or it hurts me in that way, or this is how I feel about it. And he honestly knows deep inside that he's the best option for his girl. Paradox, and he's not afraid to let go. He's not afraid to let go of her. Because he knows that it's going to be her loss. Paradoxically, ironically, it's exactly that behavior, it's exactly that willingness to let go of her that is going to make her stay with him for a long time, and is going to make her really, really feel that he is actually the best option for her. And when she goes to the club, she will not even consider looking at another guy. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing with women. They don't have a problem with you being in they don't have a problem with you fucking other girls. They don't have a problem with you being polygamous, as long as they can trust you, as long as you are honest with them, and they can feel that they don't feel threatened by the other women in your life. So they know that he's completely honest with me, he has nothing to hide. So it's basically, and that was my whole relationship with my girlfriend. I'll tell you a bit more. I'll tell you in a little story of what happened with her back in the day, right? Fuck, what I was saying. Yeah, that I fuck other women, but there is no risk for you to lose me because of them. Because you're an established part of my life. I appreciate you for specific things. I like this for this part of your personality. I like this about you. I like spending time with you. I love doing this. I have emotions for you. And the thing I'm doing, going and fucking other girls, it's just for fun. It's just because I'm a fucking horny guy. And that's what happened with my then fuck buddy. It was one of the girls in the fivesome. Eventually, after a long time, she became my girlfriend. And we were together for 1.5 years in total, right? So I'm having this conversation with her. We're in my place. We're like, kind of like in the beginning of our fuck buddy relationship. And she expresses to me that insecurity of hers. Because we're very honest with each other from the very beginning. She knows that she can do it. She knows that I'm not going to overreact. She knows that I'm not going to be judgmental. And she tells me, you know what? I start getting emotions for you. And I don't know how to feel about the whole thing that you're doing and the fact that you're fucking other girls. And I'm sitting there and I'm honestly like feeling the thing I'm saying. And I'm telling her, listen, I don't know if it's clear to you, but you're an established part of my life. Like you're the girl that I want to be with. You're the girl that I want to have around. You're the girl that I really enjoy spending time with. And the other thing that I'm doing in the club is just for fun. It's just because it's for the challenge of pickup. I'm not doing it like because, oh, I want to fuck them or I super fucking like them and I need them. It's just for the fun and the development. And then there was no problem. And then she calmed down because I was honest and she was honest. And then a few months later, what happens, again with the same girl, at this point we've already been like doing threesomes. We've been going out together, trying to get girls. She's telling me, okay, like this is the point where I'm like starting to really get attached to you. And I really like don't feel very comfortable with this whole thing. So she basically gives me an ultimatum. Either we're gonna be like monogamous together or we have to take our separate ways. And there, of course, what do you think I picked? What do you think I picked? What do you think I picked?
You picked the...
I picked pickup. I picked pickup. And I tell her, okay, fuck, what was it? It was some deep shit. I told her, what was it? Yeah, I didn't prepare the speech very well. I'm kind of like free-flowing. It was something like, yo, please. It was something like, okay, that's fine for me. I perfectly understand why. I don't take it personally. I know that it's an insecurity of hers, so I don't feel hurt by it. I don't assume that something is wrong with me. And I'll tell her it's okay. I want you to know that I really had a fucking amazing time with you. I'm super glad we have met you. I loved all the things that we're doing, but this is what I have to do. This is my life now, and if it's not okay with you, I totally understand, and I wish you basically to have a happy life. And I mean it. It's not like some sarcastic shit. I mean it.
It feels like, even right now, I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel you mean it.
And I say that, and I'm like, okay, I understand it, but I can't do this. And I'm sorry, so we have to take our separate ways. What happens? Can you guess what happens? She came back. 2 weeks later, I get a message. It's like, hey, my craziness meter is like hitting red. I want to do some fucked up shit. Let's go out together. Go out and get threesomes. And it's the thing I said earlier. Your willingness to actually really let go is what is going to keep them close. It's so fucked up. You have to be willing to let go to not lose them.
I was telling you yesterday.
Yes. You were. And if you try to fake it, if you try to fool yourself into believing you're like outcome independent and like willing to let go, it's not gonna work. You would better say that fuck, I like really feel like I like you and like show your insecurity and show that like your desperation, if you want to say so, than actually like lie and fake that you can like let go. Yeah. And I want me to tell you a story about a couple of students because they did some cool shit. But before I say this, I wanna make this clear. You wanna show the girl that this is a reality that she can be part of. Pickup is fun, pickup is challenging, and that's why it can be very appealing to girls. Because when girls go to the club, there is no challenge. There is no fucking challenge. They can get any dick they want, almost, okay? Except if they're like fat and ugly.
The trolls.
No, on a serious note, getting a guy for a girl is not a challenge. If she wants to fuck, she can go to a guy and say, hey, do you want to fuck? And it's done, right? And this makes that part of their lives, at least, it makes it boring. So when you go in and you present a new reality, you suddenly give her something to do. You give her a challenge. And this is why pickup can be so appealing for girls. But again, you gotta set the right frame. You don't say bang hose, you show her that it's a nice thing. You show her that it's an adventure. You show her that it's like something that can actually add to your life. You show her that it's something that you can do together to actually like help you bond with each other. It's like, oh, we watch movies, we play video games, we get threesomes, we go and do fucking pickup. Because the girls like the challenge of getting girls. Out of the girls that you saw on the fivesome, 3 of them, all my fuck buddies basically, except for the other girl that we got from the club, the 4th one, they were straight. Straight fucking girls, right? None of them like ever had like a bisexual experience before. But they do it because it's a challenge, a new thing, and on top of that, a lot of girls actually deep inside, they have that fantasy. I know that from experience. Like, it's not the same with guys, but girls actually have a lot of like bisexual fantasies. So it's, even if it's like an officially straight girl, it's very easy to like actually introduce them to that reality and say, oh, maybe it's something you can try. And then you show them that you're the cool guy that actually can make that fantasy reality in a safe environment where she's not going to get judged, where she's not going to be slut-shamed, and she can actually like relax completely and be present and enjoy the experience with the other girl. And that's when she's gonna want to do it again. If you like go too pushy about it, or if you like go just mental about it, forget about that shit. It's not gonna happen. I realized that like I was out with a girl trying to get a threesome, and I was a bit like too hooked on the idea, and I started like pushing it. It kind of like went out of like being this fun thing to kind of like being like, oh, let's do it. And she told me, you know what? It's actually irritating that you're doing that. It's not fun anymore. I'm like, okay, I understand. We can just go home and chill. Do you get it?
Yes.
So it has to always be that fun, like light-hearted thing that you do for the challenge and for the fun. Like me and my girlfriend, we used to go out there and troll the shit out of people. It's not just like, oh, approach this girl. And when we did that, it wasn't fun. We would troll the shit out of people. So we would go to girls and steal drinks. So we would go to guys and steal drinks. Like, bring them back to me. That's how I used to get free drinks back in the day. But that's the thing. It's gotta remain a fun activity. It's like, it's fucking trolling. You're just going like, you go with your friends and fuck around. You do the same shit with your girlfriend or your fuck buddy. Yes?
Maybe many girls, there are some girls, they try to get drinks. That might be similar.
Yeah. I'm the guy who makes the girls steal drinks from you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Some girls, when they go out, they try to get guys to offer them drinks.
Yeah, I know. But I hate those. I hate those. I actually felt really sorry one day for a guy because he took the beer from me and he brought the beer to me, and then the guy writes, oh, like you look like a, you know, I wouldn't think of you as the type of girl that does that. Like you were really nice, and I really liked you. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like a horrible human being. But yeah, that's the thing I was saying. It's gotta be a fun, lighthearted experience. And we have students on the program that did exactly that thing. It's guys that have never done any sort of like threesome or gang member awards before, and they come in and they see their mentality. They see it happening in front of them. They see, oh, it's fun, it's being lighthearted, it's being open, it's being shameless, it's not bragging. And who was it? Pirmin? Okay, no, don't say the names, it's okay. So those crazy motherfuckers, they've been traveling the world. They visit us in Barcelona. 1 student from Australia, 3 students from Germany, 3 students from Germany. What did I say? 4 Germans. And those motherfuckers go and do exactly this thing. They find an American girl who's like crazy, slutty, open-minded, like, and they gangbang her, right? And then they're really cool about it. They actually tell the girl about pickup. They all go to the computer and they're showing her my videos. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't want a scandal, please. Show Julian's videos. He already had a scandal. Anyway, she's cool about it because the guys are cool about it. The girl brings one of her friends in. They go out together with that American, her friend. They bring in 2 other American girls. 3 students, 4 girls. Mini orgy. And they're actually going to post the Larry report. You can see them like fucking... I shouldn't be saying that on the video. But yeah, you will see the Larry report in the group. And this is like something that happens a lot. We had a guy from Barcelona, is like super like well put together. Like if you see that guy, you will think he's got his shit together. He's like 40 years old, DJ, like in big clubs and shit. That guy has like almost double my leg count. It's super high number. He's like got so many fucking girls in his life. He's got a business on the side that just makes money for him without him doing anything. He's a pilot. He has his own fucking plane and he flies around the world. And he doesn't have that ability of being vulnerable, of being okay with his insecurities. And although he's had all those insane, amazing girls in his life, he never managed to connect with them. So he got a girlfriend. He fucking loved her. He wasn't able to like open up and like show that shit. She cheated on him. He got destroyed. Fucking destroyed. When we were doing his time travel, maybe I'll tell you a bit about later, it was super emotional. I was hearing to the story, and I was like, fuck man, that hurts. I can feel it for you, you know. And this is what he's working on right now. He's working on that ability, if you want to say so. He's working on that vulnerability. All right, and remember that. And this is again what you all got to work on. Shameless, vulnerable, cool, lighthearted, fun. This is pretty much like the whole frame. Now, let me see. I actually got to take a look at my notes. Oh, Tinder. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're coming to an end. It's actually ridiculous what you can do when you have a girl together with you. It's super, it's fucked up. When you have a girl with you, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You've heard it 100 times. Social proof. So I remember this story where I'm in the club with my then fuck buddy, and we're walking home. We go home with empty hands, and we take the tram, and we're walking back to the neighborhood, and it's like some dark alley, and then I see, it's like one girl that goes out of the tram with us. She's walking to the student neighborhood. They're walking like in front of us, like headphones. She looks like super, I don't know, like, she doesn't look like she was partying, basically. She looks like, I think she was in like work clothes or some shit. And I'm like, you know what? Tell my fuck buddy, you know what? The game never stops until you're in your apartment. So I'm like, oh, go open her. And she goes, like, taps her on the shoulder. She like takes off the headphones, starts talking with her. She's like, oh, let me finish the call. I'll get back to you in a minute. We walk in the neighborhood. We kind of like follow her. And then she finishes the call. She actually gets back to us. And we're like, hey, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? Were you partying? She's like, no, I'm coming home from my work. 5 in the morning. So we're working in some like roulettes that they have in the clubs and shit. So it's not a girl. It's a girl that has not been partying. She's not drunk at all. And she's probably like tired. She's going home from her work. And we're like following her in like a dark little street. And I'm like, what are you doing right now? Like, oh, we came from the club. We're gonna go home and chill, and we don't want to sleep yet. We just want to like keep going on a bit more. You wanna join us? And my fuck buddy is like, oh yeah, you know what? I have alcohol in my bag. And she's like, oh, I guess I can get a drink. So she actually comes to the apartment, like last fucking moment. 50 meters outside of the apartment, she actually walks in with us. And now imagine doing the same thing as like a guy alone without the girl.
Creeped out.
Like dark alley is like a girl that goes home from her work. Like, hey, what are you doing right now? You wanna come with me? I have alcohol in my bag. I have alcohol in my bag. Dude, when you have a girl, you can do anything. See, it might be like another girl making out with a guy, if you go in and grab her, you might get punched. Yeah. If your girl goes and grabs her, there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can fucking do. You have no idea how many times I've done that. Like goes like takes his girl from the guy, brings her to me, makes out with her, and I'm like, I make out with her. And the guy just sits there and is like, you get it? You can steal drinks, it helps you get in, and of course you can get the fucking threesomes. And that's the funny part. It's actually, I can't say percentage, but it's like ridiculously easier to pull with a girl than without a girl. It's like if you go, it's much easier, if you have a girl with you, it's much easier to pull a threesome than if you go to the club by yourself. If I have a girl with me, it's almost like 100% guaranteed that I will pull. There's like absolutely no way I won't. If I go by myself in the club, I mean, at that level of my skill, I pull almost every night. But, yeah. But let's say you're not on that level. Let's say you're not on that level, and you want to pull every night. You get a fucking girl with you. And everyone is like asking, oh, how do you get the threesomes? It's super easy. You send your girl to grab the other girl, like, oh, be like, oh, excuse me, can I talk to you for a minute? And the girl has no defenses, like, oh, it's another girl. I can trust her. I can trust her. So especially if it's a big group of friends. If it's a big group of friends, that's the best you can do. Like, you don't go in and just send the girl, so you don't trigger any defenses. This is like completely like unsuspicious, you know, and like brings her to you, and then I do the rest of the work, which is 2 minutes. We will sit in the infield. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing now? You know, what's your name? Blah blah blah. What are you up to now?
I like your mind.
No, I don't. You don't say that when you pull a threesome. You don't say that.
I have alcohol in the bag.
I have alcohol in the bag.
Like, you don't need to screenshot.
Yeah. Don't, fuck you. So it's super simple. Like, oh, me and my girlfriend thought that you, or fuck buddy, we thought that you were like really pretty, cute, hot, attractive, put whatever the fuck you want, and we want to take you home with us tonight. That's it. That's it. It takes 2 minutes. Literally. Like one night, I pulled 3 of those in the same night. I'm like, I live close to the club, so I go in, and I remember a case where I have a new fuck buddy. I haven't even fucked her. It's like, she's my fuck buddy to be. She's the fuck buddy of a friend of mine, and he just passes here to me, right? So I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go to the club and get threesomes. And I go to the club, and I'm stressed. I don't know her. I haven't even fucked her. I'm not that comfortable with her. I don't know what she can do. I don't know how skilled she is. And we get in the club, and I want to help you relax. I want to like relax myself a bit. I'm like, oh, we grab a beer. Before I finish like half a beer, within 5 minutes, we were already pulling. I'm like, fuck, I have to leave my beer now. And that was a girl that I had never like gained with, a girl that I like didn't know like sexually, and the girl that was like fucking stressed. And we pulled in 2 minutes. I didn't finish my fucking beer. Like grab the beer, like the moment I enter the club, get the beer. Before the beer is done, I'm out. And then we like fuck her, run to the club, get another one, fuck the other one, run to the club, and get the third one. And then we went like back, like 6 in the morning when it's like fucking empty. It was in Budapest, and we almost got a 4th one, almost. It was just like some fucking guy that was like stuck with the other girl. So yeah, get a fuck buddy, set the right frame, train them. Train them.
How do you train them actually?
Yeah. You don't fucking train them, they're not dogs. You don't train them.
No, I had that one, she was with sex, and we went to clubs. When I was pulling, she was like getting into sex and making like girls freaking out.
Yeah, she was super.
Are we going to fuck this one? She was like coming this way. I was pulling, she came, she was like, are we fucking this one? And the other girls were like freaking out. What the fuck is
Okay, yeah. She asks, how do you train a girl to do pickup?
Show her.
You teach her pickup. Show her my videos.
I pay her super.
You send it to Chris Wilde.
Yeah, I send it to the super.
Dude, I will open a new business.
And don't complain if she's
Announcing the social crime girl affiliate program. Training camp.
Yeah, you know, like these camps where you send your dog to like learn how to see.
And here it is your scandal, right here. Right here.
Chris Wilde, training camp. Bring your girlfriends.
CNN.
You might get your back slightly used. Oh, dude, that's a cool business area. Thank you.
Are you really sorry?
What?
Are you really sorry? Like the CNN guy
Is that a serious question?
in the interview.
And is there anything else? Let me see. Shut up back there. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I think I'm pretty done. Is there any question? I'm gonna show you the infield.
So, when it comes to oh my god, now I'm getting shot. No, when you have a weak girl and you want to bring another girl home, you chat a bit with this new girl, and then you are straight up honest and say, hey.
I don't shut up. I tell them, hey, what's your name? What are you doing tonight? Me and my girlfriend think you're hot. We want to take you with us. Is that? Is that? There is no more. Okay. Maybe there is a bit more. Sometimes the girls are not super comfortable with the idea. And you might get some objections. They might be concerned about some shit. So a good example is, I'm in the dance floor. I send in my fuck buddy to grab a girl from a group of people. Brings her back. I tell her like, oh, we want to take you home with us. And I can see from the face, that's a skill that you can develop, to read faces. I can see from the face that she's considering it. And I tell her, I'm like, oh. She's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm like, oh, I can see that you're considering it. She grabs a random guy from the group behind her, like some friend of hers, some chode. And it's like, oh, that's my boyfriend. I'm like, really? That's not your fucking boyfriend. We both know that's not your boyfriend. Like, I can see on your face you're lying. So she lets the guy go back. I'm like, okay, listen, for real. I mean, I totally, that's reading her concerns, right? She might give you an objection, it's my boyfriend. You gotta understand her concerns. I have a video that is coming up soon about that. Swap. So you gotta read the girl's concern. And then I tell her, I see that she feels judged by her friends. Because I didn't pull her far away, she's still very close to the group. They can still see her. And I'm like, oh, okay, listen, I understand if you feel like, if you don't feel comfortable that your friends are here. So how do you feel about, you take our number, and then we meet you afterwards. And if your friends ask, just tell them we're like all classmates or some shit. All right? No problem. Gives the phone number, we meet you after the club. Do you get it? I mean, it's not going to be always easy. There is like the same thing when you're pulling by yourself. There might be objections, there will be concerns. You read them, you address them. This is big, this is actually really big part of my game. And it's really big part of what we're teaching to students. You got to really be able, what, hurry up?
Apparently they want to finish at 6:30 and I'm talking it out.
Okay, 7. Yeah, I'll show the infield, yeah. This is really big part of what we teach because you really have to be able to read the girl. Once she's being dishonest, you got to understand what is her deeper worry, what is her deeper concern. So might say some bullshit, might give you some objection. Oh, my friends, I have to wake up early. She just doesn't have the balls to tell you her real concern. So that's why she comes up with some other shit. So you can address the objection, but it's not really going to work because you haven't addressed the concern. That's why people get LMR. Because the girl might not feel like that she has a connection, or she might not feel safe. But she's not going to say it. She's going to say some other bullshit. So you got to see behind the objection, find the actual concern, address the concern. That's how you can like get really fast pulls and not get LMR and that kind of shit. You understand that? And it's the same when you try to pull threesomes. It's the same thing when you do sales. You gotta find the guy's concern. Oh, what if I get scammed, you know? But he doesn't dare to say to you, oh, you might scam me. He says some other shit. Comes up with an excuse. Same with the girls. Other question? We don't have much time. Couple questions and then I'm gonna show the infield. Huh? What? Okay, one question.
What do you mean by I cannot control, I can only inspire?
Good one. That is pretty deep. If you guys don't know it, that's one of the mottos, main mottos for Supreme. I cannot control, I can only inspire. Do you remember the example I brought earlier, like from the super insecure guy that tries like to over control his like girlfriend and like make sure that he like doesn't cheat on him?
Sure.
And then he like tries to put this like pressure and like that control, and then it's actually the exact opposite that happens. And then the other guy, he kind of like inspires her with his whole attitude, his whole vibe, with his whole honesty, with his personality to not cheat. He inspires her to like be loyal and faithful and fucking love him and fucking enjoy him. Do you get it? And that's the thing. The more you try to control a situation, the more shit is gonna go. You gotta be okay with whatever is coming, and you gotta have that the place where your actions are coming from. It's gotta be from a paradigm of like abundance, a paradigm of like being high self-esteem, being okay with yourself, being okay with your insecurities, being okay with showing your vulnerabilities. That's the point. You understand it? Is it clear?
Yeah.
The honesty video I have on YouTube, the latest one, is super clear about it.